Okay, boys and girls, today for language arts, first you're going to be reading pages 163 through 183, and because of Mr. Terupt, you will be finishing up March. Then you're going to answer the rest of your comprehension questions and submit them when they are complete. And you're going to be writing a 30-word summary of what happens in the March chapter. I know you're thinking 30 words, that's basically nothing. How easy. However, it is kind of difficult to come up with a 30-word summary when there is so much to say. So what we're going to be focusing on today is making sure that we are pulling out only the super, super important parts of the chapter. So I am going to be working on February, the chapter February, just so that I can show you an example, and then you're going to go on and do March. So first, I want to think about some of the things that happen in February. In February, this is when the class earns their reward or their free day. They earn it by getting the chain link to touch the floor. We know that it took 27 links to reach the floor. Luke was very angry at Peter because Peter won a homework pass based off of a lucky guess. When they got outside, we should recall that Peter got shoved down, and this made him angry. Because Peter was angry, Peter threw a snowball, which ended up hitting Mr. Terupt. Okay, so there are other things that happened in this chapter, and I really think that even this is going to be too much to include in our 30-word summary. But let's give it a try. So we're going to try on this document with all of this being said and done and see what we can write. All right, your document is going to look pretty much the same except where it says February, it's going to say March. So fix this. All right. The class reward chain finally touched the floor with 27 links. The students decided to play board games and go outside for their free day. When the students got outside, Peter got shoved down and became angry. In return, he threw a snowball, which hit Mr. Terupt. Okay, so you can already tell I didn't include everything that's on this list. I didn't even include that Luke was angry at Peter, just because in the long run, Luke being angry at Peter, yes, kind of started the whole shove Peter in the snow and then push his face down in it. However, the most important part is that Peter was angry, and when he became angry, he threw the snowball. So let's see how many words we have. So in order to see how many words you have, you want to highlight what you just typed. You don't want to include the title because we're not going to include that in your word count. You can come over to Tools and hit word count, and it says 47, so that's still too many. So that's one way to do it, or you can highlight what you typed and hit Control-Shift-C, and that same little box will pop up. Okay, so we need to try again. For me to try again, I'm just going to come down here and start typing again, and then if we get it this time, I will just delete all of this. So let's look at what we can take away. The class earned their free day. We know that. Do we absolutely have to know that they earned their day by getting the link or by getting the chain to touch the floor with 27 links? Probably not. So maybe we could just say the class earned their free day. Okay, so our next sentence, the students decided to play board games and go outside for their free day. Yes, that is completely important. However, it's a little wordy. So I'm actually going to say they played board games, went outside in the snow. Perfect. Next, when the students got outside, Peter got shoved down and became angry. In return, he threw a snowball, which hit Mr. Terupt. Again, important. However, it's a little wordy. I am going to keep Peter got shoved down and became angry. just because there's really no way to eliminate any words there. But then I'm just going to say, instead of including in return, I'm going to say he threw a snowball which hit Mr. Terupt. Okay, so let's check this. So this is the kind of summary I'm talking about. It's 4 sentences and only 2 lines. So let's see if we have the right amount of words. Control-Shift-C. Look at that, 30 words on the dot. Now, you will notice this sentence right here. Oops. They played board games, went outside in the snow. That's not 100% grammatically correct. Typically, you would put they played board games and went outside in the snow. But for sake of saving on the word, it is okay if you do something like that in yours. I would like for you to do your very, very best to keep this at 30. It should be no less than 30. But if you end up going over, it cannot be any more than 40. So that is your challenge, is to write a summary pulling all of the important parts of March out and seeing if you can hit that 30-word goal. So this is what I was talking about. If you do something like this and we decided that this one's no good because it's too many words, we're just going to delete that and erase the space between, and then that would be perfect. You would hit that little turn-in button that's usually right here and be good to go. So for your March paragraph, or I'm sorry, your March chapter, we're just going to erase all of this. I want you to think about what happened to Mr. Terupt after he was hit with the snowball. So he's in the hospital, and there's something specific that I think the first line on page 143 tells us exactly what happens to him after he was hit with the snowball. That's important. Who went to visit him in the hospital? Try not to say everyone, because remember, there are some students who have not quite yet made it into the hospital to see him. What happened with Alexia, Danielle, Jessica, and Anna? And how do I word that? What does Mr. Terupt have to go through while he is in the hospital? So what does the doctor say that they have to do for Mr. Terupt to make him better, or hopefully make him better? Okay, if you have any questions, please let me know. Again, you are going to read pages 163 through 183, answer your comprehension questions, and write your summary. I will be here all day on Hangouts if you need me.